we go. Today's victim, Shannon. Let's see. Let's talk about Shannon. Hello,
Hello.
hello, hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm excellent. Let me make sure. This is my first hotline in a minute, Shannon. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Let's hope that this is. Let's hope it's working because I don't know. I never really know because it's. Let me see. The only way to really find out is to ask this audience if we gain one here, and say, "Can you hear me?" Um, Listen, the reason why I really love our hotlines is that for those that don't really know, I haven't talked to Shannon in a very long time, and I miss you. And this will serve as a hello, howdy doody. But also, I figured why not entertain the world?
I know. We haven't had a wackadoo wonderful Wednesday in quite some time.
Yes. By the way, are you wackadoing Wednesday today?
I think we should.
Yeah. You know, Camille goes to me today. She goes, "Are you gonna misbehave today?" I said, "I don't really know. I don't know if I feel it, to be honest with you."
Yeah, I don't know. The weather, it seems like around 5 o'clock, the weather just becomes absolutely fall-like and inviting. So I think that we should maybe entertain the weather this afternoon.
Did you say entertain people or the weather?
The weather.
Um, so
People just become that comes naturally, right?
not to sound like an egotistical prick, but it seems like we could sell tickets to Wednesday.
I think we probably could. Remember we talked about finding a bicycle and blinging it out. That could be like the featured like golden ticket holder, and they could ride that bike with us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's
Um,
definitely still an option.
I got something to share with you before like off the top of my head.
Yes.
I which this is a great thing. I'm glad this has happened, but it's almost like I'm starting to feel bad, and I guess I should just tell you what's going on in my life.
I would love to hear.
So lately, and for those that may listen to this at some point, I'm not going to ever call out anybody individually, but there's been a lot of people accumulatively in the last few months that reach out to me and they need that quote unquote friend.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and sometimes it's in the wee hours of the morning ish. It's not at 7 p.m. Put it that way.
Right.
And I'm usually readily available. You know that. Like I'm right here. I'm a night owl anyways, but I've been I will like respond and then I'll say, "Are you okay? Are you okay safety wise and or do you need a ride or like anything drunk and like you know me, I would be there anyways. Even if it's not life threatening, you could I'm on my way and if not me, I got an Uber en route, right? Is this making sense?
Yes.
But I owe the world an apology because lately, if you're not in a dying moment, then I'm kind of like, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Am I being an asshole or am I being kind of fair to myself or like, what do you
No,
feel?
I think that's called self-care.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. There's nothing wrong. I'm learning very quickly that it's okay to be selfish with your own time.
Yeah, I guess it's this different because but it's so, you know what, it means so much to me because people feel, I keep hearing this word safe. People feel safe with me, which,
Right. No, absolutely. I feel very safe with you. I mean, you probably hold more of my most intimate secrets than my family, and that speaks volumes about who you are as a person. But no, I am affirmed. My home has become a safe place for people to come hang out and indulge in wine and leave their worries behind. And so my house is very calming. So I think that my house is very similar to who you are as a person. Not that I'm referring to you as a house, but you offer that calmness,
right.
and a sense of a voice and sense of reason
Well,
without actually telling us that we're idiots or stupid or that's a bad decision.
yeah, I don't do that, but I will say I think you and I get to exercise a really wonderful relationship, and that's, remember when I came up with the whole "love me alone" statement?
Yes.
You and I can. You never put any. Can I talk about Shannon for a minute
Yeah,
and how
absolutely.
and how special she is to me?
Hmm.
Um, I love that the normal stereotypical acquaintance friend in the not in the safari, right?
Right.
There's expectations, obligations, and there's that social norm. Like, where were you? What are you doing? Like, why didn't you call? And that's okay. And there's no harm and foul in that. And we all have those people, and we can be those people. But what I love about those that exercise love me alone factor is I love you so much because I'm guilty sometimes, and I know I may go. So a week feels like a lifetime with you, by the way. Like I've noticed sometimes if I don't talk to you for a week, I'm like, I feel like we're in a different galaxy. But what I love about you is anytime we like even right now we're rekindling. You never go like, where the fuck have you been? You
Yeah.
know, like, and amplifying that, even if you see me out, you don't give me the finger like, what? Like you live without me kind of attitude. Um, so I love you and I miss you, and I would like
I
to
miss you
know, and if
too.
I'm sure you'll give me somewhat of an update, what's the Shannon report card?
The Shannon report card is, well, I feel like I'm in midterms right now, so
Oof.
I'm kind of like, you know,
Ugh.
studying really hard and
Pass the notes to boys.
hitting the books. Yeah, so I would say I'm at a like, I would say I'm at a B plus, A minus point.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff going on. I fortunately, work has been very busy for me, and I'm not speaking, well, Solarbees as well,
Right.
which is a whole nother. Someone got word that I make tiny desserts, so now I'm getting bombarded with weddings wanting these
Ooh-wee.
crazy things that I make, which are like they're mason jar cobblers. So, but on top of that, I've been doing my nerdy job, and so I'm babysitting 500 plus stores with their networks right now, and so that just absorbs an astronomical amount of time. So I'm having to balance personal life versus work life, and remind myself not to overindulge in work, because that has a tendency to give me a horrible hangover, and then I don't want to go to work.
Right.
So, which sounds crazy, but no, I'm just chugging along, getting back to some form of normalcy. This whole COVID thing has kind of thrown everybody socially for a loop, and you know,
Yeah.
so I'm just trying to balance out work life and social life. And I missed your face tremendously,
Likewise.
but you're right.
Likewise.
It's like when we don't see each other, I feel like if we haven't talked to each other for a week or 2 weeks, I feel like we just literally picked up right where we left off. So,
Yes, and once again, there's no guilt, and I love you for
none.
that. And well, but regarding your midterms, I hope that you get a good grade. I know those are the. I hate that. Just that term gives me like,
I know.
ugh.
I'm trying to figure out who I'm supposed to give the apple to get a better grade. That's where I'm at right now. Like,
That's a
who
good
do I
way
give
of
the
putting
apple
it.
to?
I don't like it.
Do I
See, I.
do I give it to a cute boy? Do I give it to a cute friend? Do I
Well,
give it to an
you
arch
don't. I
nemesis?
don't. I don't need no damn apple. I just need that face. So you don't worry about giving me an apple. But I will say this. When I was growing up, I didn't have enough apples to give to the people that I was
Oh my
failing out of.
gosh.
So,
Yeah.
um, this is very
Yeah,
good to
no.
know, though. Where are we at with like? Can we talk boys for just a minute? Very, very like tip of the iceberg ish because it's been a minute. I haven't.
Sure.
Okay, what is it like for those that are listening that can maybe which always seems to be those that love you the most is your immediate fan base are those women out there that are spearheading their life, doing themselves well, and just kind of like pioneering your own ship.
Yeah.
Where are we at in the boy world right now? Are we in a good place? Are we in midterm boy world too? Are we like
Um,
we're in a foofle?
I don't know, football. Um, so when was the last time we talked about this? It's been maybe what, 3 months?
No.
Yeah, I think it was three
I
months
think
since
it
we did
feels like
Hotline.
I feel like it
Maybe
feels like Shannon 3 months ago. It was not even. We are like beginning of COVID. I think.
no. Look, look back. I think the last time we did
No,
Hotline with Sarah was like 3 months ago.
maybe you're okay. You're right. I'm like way out of the loopity loop. Okay.
Yeah.
And I know
So,
once again for those that are
um,
listening, you're going to get a very a very G-rated outline. We're not going. The after hours chat is when I want how
Yeah.
much blood.
Which, by the way, before we start talking about this, I clearly remember calling you one evening and telling you, and
Yes.
we'll have to get a general census on this. But I would love to do cooking with Chenzo. We should do a. I should come to your house and cook dinner for you and Camille, and we'll drink and chit chat over me cooking dinner. I think that would be so much fun.
I gotta tell you, I'm in. What am I gonna say? I'm in. All right, let's do it.
um, so back to Boy World. So I had said something really funny when we talked last Hotline Bling, where I said, we always have this idea of what we're looking for in a person, and and maybe that's not necessarily what we need or what we want. I don't know. So and I've continuously had my guard up for whatever reason. I guess just because I'm new to this
Right.
shit show, if you will. Um, but I said I'll never turn away a bearded man in a ball cap. And not soon after that, I happened to stumble across a bearded, ball-capped man who who he grabbed my attention.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Yeah, so we're friends, and that's most important at this point. And I feel like what I'm learning at this age, I'm going to be 45 in a couple. Well, I'm going to be 45 on the 15th, and
Amazing.
I'm learning some life lessons that I probably should have learned as a young woman or an adult, or perhaps I learned them and just forgot them. But something that I'm learning right now is you have got to build a friendship with whoever you're entertaining, emotionally, physically, sexually, whatever it is. If you don't have that friendship and that feeling of trust before anything else, you're never going to establish a solid ground for a relationship. It's just, I'm finding that friendship is so critical and so crucial to the foundation of building a relationship with someone. So,
Which I love you saying this because the hater in me goes, duh, right?
yeah.
But then I've been learning this myself from how I've been mentored and what I keep reading is what we seem to do, and this isn't just a Chenzo or Shannon thing. This is anybody, and anyone who talks to me, whether it's habitually or in a la carte fashion, or if I'm
Hmm.
servicing you from a customer perspective, I tell people, you've heard me use the blink analogy,
Yes.
like exactly. So for those that don't know, I tell my customers or friends or anything that if I told you I have somebody that is a billionaire and that wants to buy a billion blinks, do you have any to sell? You've already, you how many times have you blinked today alone? That's the point. You're doing something involuntarily that is somebody else's breakthrough, somebody
Yep.
else's blessing, somebody else's eureka moment of life. And those are the things I try to get out and extract for people that seem to be down, torn, and tattered, where they're like, fuck it, I'm over it. I hate my job. I hate this. I hate my that. And it's like, well, listen, you're probably doing 10 things so well and you don't even realize it. That's what you want to probably broadcast and that's what you want to focus on. Now, if you can monetize it, that's the whole other aspect, right? Bada bing. But
Right.
in your case, what you're doing now involuntarily by protecting yourself, by protecting your time, your health, your well-being is now attracting the exact. Isn't it ironic?
Right. It is
And
ironic, and so this person that I have befriended, something that I'm trying that, we, so, I mean, it's how we met was very bizarre and completely natural and organic, and this gentleman truly needed a friend, and so you know um, so often it's so much easier just to jump in to be with somebody, and sexually, and then add the emotional side to it, and then become friends. But I feel like you know I don't. It's just strange how I'm learning how to be a friend for somebody, because for so long I needed a friend. I was always somebody else's friend, but I didn't really have that coming back to me. Not that I ever was expecting it from anyone. And you and I've talked about this, where we just give, 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 and we don't have an expectation of anybody.
right,
Because I feel like the moment you put an expectation on someone, you're going to be disappointed.
Right.
it's inevitable. I mean, so it's interesting. I'm learning that I'm a really good friend. I didn't realize how good of a friend I am, but my carefree mentality and constantly laughing and seeing the good in everything is rubbing off on not just this person, but the people that he associates with, and it's been interesting. Just the whole thing has been quite interesting.
Doesn't
So
it feel good? Remember when you and I are gonna grow very old and very gray together, and
yes, we are.
you better believe it. And I will tell you this: when I do meet people that are trying to like gut check me, like the superficial people that don't really care about my health, they care about my like this. Oh, I
Hmm.
did a money sign. Sorry.
Yeah, I
um,
gotcha.
the point is, I try to whether they're checking me about my health or my wealth, I tell them that I feel well wanted and pursued.
Hmm.
And it kind of encompasses whether you want to check me and whether I have 17 Ferraris or just one, or if you
Right.
care about the fact that I'm healing an injury. I don't know where you're going sometimes, but I will say that fact is that is exactly what it is. It's a fact. I feel good when there's nothing that feels better now, whether it's coming on the behalf of family, friends, boyfriend, girlfriends,
Yeah.
both. I don't give a shit. Point is, you are in a position, woman, that I've been telling you since the day I met you. You deserve to be wanted and well pursued on all areas,
Levels.
and
Absolutely.
it's not always going to be, there's always going to be areas where in work mode, like you said, midterms suck.
Yeah.
You got to get through them. You got to study, and hopefully you did a good grade. And if not, D's get degrees, girl. So point
Yep.
is, I'm just glad that you're in a moment in a season with Boy World that you feel wanted and pursued. And I think it's healthy. And I think, look, I'm no relationship coach and I'm no health, sex coach or any of that bullshit. But I will tell you this: those that know me, and you know me pretty well, you've seen the inside out. What you
Yep.
said earlier about it could seem so cliche about honesty, transparency, and this and that. I've got probably the most mind-boggling relationship because of those that know me out in the real safari. Because you open the door for the dogs, yeah, let them in. The dogs have become extreme, and their middle-aged dogs become very cuddly
My
beyond.
dogs are too. My
Yeah,
dogs are. I don't know what's going on.
they're always
Like they're just like,
cuddly, but now in the
yeah,
middle of the day, they're old men cuddly.
yeah.
So,
Like need a nap. Like they need their snack. They need a nap. Don't mess with them. Give them the blanket
oh my
and just let
god,
them rest.
I can't believe you
Yes.
say that because Camille has them on this routine where they like wake up, piss and shit, eat breakfast, and they play. And Camille like runs them through like a routine play, like outside in the back, and then they pass out. Now you can't see it, but I have the futon now, and the videos I'm doing recently. I got so many funny people that talk so much shit behind. I love it when I do videos.
I love it. I thrive. I love when people talk about me because you know what? It just it just means that I'm somehow have been impressionable enough for them that they have to sit around and
Amen.
you know
Well, I had
and
people.
conversate about
I
me.
did a video. I know we're jumping all over the place, but I don't give a shit.
That's all right.
I did a video yesterday, and the fact that I'm wearing a shirt in the videos, everyone should just chill the fuck out and be thankful that I'm wearing a shirt because I'm almost borderline not because I got anything to show off, Shannon. You know that I'm not Mr.
Well,
Hercules
what
over
they
here.
probably don't know is you have no pants
No, no,
on.
I put that.
That's the
That's the
front.
new hashtag. There's zero pants. I have no pants on right now.
Excellent.
If I move,
Perfect.
balls out. I don't care. But here's what I do care. I don't care about this, but I find it funny. I had someone message me the other day, and they're like, very professional with the bed in the back, like what, like as if I'm insinuating that if I internet you, you get to lay in my bed. It was very weird,
No.
and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? You really like you got, and it wasn't even I'm gonna leave the gender irrelevant. The bro was just a cliche thing to say, like
Yeah.
bro. The person just, and now if you notice, you and I are on the phone, but what I'm doing with all my videos now is that the angle of the camera is now more focused on the bed, so that those that would like to get in the bed, you can get in the bed. And
Absolutely.
come on in the bed, because that's what all those videos are about, of course. But duh.
We should do Chenzo talk in bed, like beds by Chenzo. You should just get in bed and do this.
Just like
Like a
let
podcast.
sprawl out in the bed. So the dogs are usually laying there, and I have a video coming out either today or tomorrow, and the dogs are like passed out in the bed. But anyways, that's what I love
So
about.
I want to
Go
ping pong back to something where we
ping
were
pong.
talking about like where people have this, you know, so my my guy friend, my fella,
Mm-hmm.
has come from a situation where you know, it doesn't really, the situation doesn't really matter, but I'm I'm hopefully rubbing off on him that things don't matter. Like, I don't give a shit what you drive. I don't care
Right.
where you came from. I would rather drink a $2.97 bottle of Winking Owl wine with you and have a priceless conversation than have a $60 bottle of wine and have a conversation that has zero substance.
Right.
You know, like, you're whatever kind of vehicle you're driving, I don't care. The only kind of vehicles that impress me are food trucks. Like, I just, you know, these things don't make who you are, and
Right.
they really truly do not. They don't define who you are as a person. They
Right.
create a monster. Things create monsters. I'm a firm believer of that. I think that money can sometimes really just bring out the ugliness in people, because it's like, you never are going to have enough. You'll never
Yep.
have enough money, so you keep buying these things thinking that it's going to appease that feeling of, feel it, the void or whatever, and it's just, I just, it's just crazy. It's so crazy how we get caught up in that society, or the need to have these things to impress people, or, and it's really like, that shit doesn't mean anything to me.
Right. Well,
Nothing. It doesn't. I
you're
mean,
a rare
again,
breed for that though, because I know. Well, we're in this little like funny Flagler bubble, right? Where
yeah.
I very rarely leave the island, and the most recent time that I misbehaved outside of Flagler was in Orlando for a soccer tournament, which feels like 400 years ago, but I think it was this time last year ish. I go and play a tournament, and I stayed at one of my friend's house, and that I don't get to misbehave much on the tournament time, but the point of the story is I went and played in downtown Daytona, Orlando. But it was like, I guess I'm not really familiar anymore with the cool places to be in Orlando, but I know, is Winter Haven the fancy pants place, or Winter?
Yeah, like Winter Park is
Okay,
like
okay, yeah.
like all the winters. Winter Park, Winter
Okay.
Haven. Those are all like the up and coming bourgeois.
So I'm in Winterland, and
Mhm.
I'm wearing my pajamas, okay,
Excellent.
which are sweatpants because it's colder. It was around this time last year. I think I'm wearing my sweatpants, a long john shirt, and literally sandals because I don't like wearing shoes anyway, so my feet were hot. So that's it. That's my attire. The friend of mine looks like $1 billion, and we go out. Now all these places are super bougie. They're very fancy pants. They're like very nice, and I almost was very like, "Are you okay with me coming in with this?" There was some of them had a line to get into. Some of them had. Everyone in there's watch costs more than my mortgage, and it was nice. It was cool to see. Now I will tell you this: being out in the real safari, like big city, for the
Mhm.
first time in a long time, with the kind of attitude that I have and the type of demeanor. And I didn't always have this. I came from the background of my watch needed to tell you how cool I was. And by the way, I'm
Right.
not talking shit. If you got enough money to have fuck you watches, that's great. I just don't flash them in front of people. Like, I think there's a time and place for it.
Well,
But
I feel like anybody that has a fuck you watch doesn't really have the means to be. They really, if you have to flash it around like that, you really probably couldn't afford it.
right, but there are those that like I said, if you got one, that's great. It's just about, do you have to talk about it? Just let it do its job.
That's the
Like,
thing. Like, just let it do its
let
job.
it do its
For me,
job.
it's an investment.
Right,
Absolutely, let it do its own talking. I
right,
don't need. I don't need you to tell me 500 times, or brush your, like,
right,
hold your arm up 16 times in the middle of a conversation to show me that you have a Rolex.
right.
Great. I'm glad that you were in a position to financially, secure one. That's fantastic.
So
Great.
here was what was very uplifting and feeling well wanted and pursued that night. I had gender irrelevant. I had both genders surrounding me and my friend. And once again, it wasn't a me thing. It's exercising love. It's exercising vulnerability. It's letting people know that my nuts smell just like yours, probably worse. And what ends up happening is it attracts it attracts people because they feel safe, that knowing if this guy is comfortable enough to be wearing his pajamas and have a booger coming out of his nose, they want to tell those that tell you you got a booger coming out of your nose are the kind of folk that you probably want to chill with, because they know what it's like to have it, and they also know that it will happen to them at some point, so they're hopefully asking you to do the same. But my point is this: what I love about talking with you is that you're the type of pedigree that has found the way to fall in love with yourself.
I'm in love life in general, Chenzo.
I know
You
you
know,
are.
and this is a true story. Newly into my friendship with my friend, my man friend, um, we were in the hammock and stopped to grab some stuff from Publix, and he looked down and um, I was in Publix, and he said, "Where are your shoes at?" And I said, "They're in the car." And he was like, at that point, I really wanted to make him go back out to his vehicle and take his shoes off, just to take him out of his comfort zone. You know, not for any other reason, but to be like, shoes are so unnecessary. Sometimes we're in the hammock. We are in the hammock. So let's go inside Publix and buy like a $25 bottle of wine that's probably going to taste just as good as, you know, a $10 bottle of wine with your
Right.
shoes on, and walk back out. You know, so and you know, we I told him one day, I said, "Have you ever picked your nose?" And he was like, "I've never picked my nose." And I said, "You're telling me you have never stuck your finger in your nose and had that amazing feeling of picking a booger out of your nose?" And he was like, "No, I only blow my nose."
He's
And I'm
missing
like, "You
out.
are full of shit, because I when I get crusties in my nose, there's a good time that I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I will go in there and get it out. I mean, it feels good."
You spend a lot of time up there. That's a beautiful. That's a
So
beautiful.
now the world knows that
That's right.
I'm not a habitual booger
You want to
picker.
know? I am. You want to know a good? You want to know the best time to pick your nose?
Right
After
after a good cold.
a long bike ride.
Oh, I've never done that one
That's the
before.
good one because you get all the debris. All the debris.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah.
but no,
And
I
I love
see.
Q-tips in my ears too. That's my favorite thing.
See, I stopped. I don't know if I like jumped on the don't Q-tip. I do the Q-tips
Mm,
probably once every two
it is
months.
orgasmic.
Oh no no no! I know, but didn't you? Did I don't know? Maybe I saw the wrong meme or something. It was like if you use Q-tips, the aliens are gonna shove the wax down further your head.
Well, then I have wax shoved all the way deep down into wherever it goes, because I twirl. I twirl and twerk like a drag queen. That's what I do in my ears with Q-tips. I love it. It feels so good.
I love it. You know, and that's why I like our little show because we don't talk about anything except for what is not important. Um, so here's what we're gonna do now. So we are back. I'm very excited. It is Wednesday. I haven't been talking about it very publicly, but for those that are listening, you deserve a little intimacy on the behalf of both of us. So I'm nursing my injury. I told you about my little boo boo.
Yes.
Um, it's been the hardest thing mentally that I've ever been through. I have nothing to complain about, people. It's nothing severe. I was tackled horribly for the first time in all my soccer years. Somebody retaliated, like physically retaliated against me because I burnt them, and this kid behind me just karate chopped my leg. He had no idea who I was. He didn't understand the situation. He's newer to the game, and he's been dealt with. But the point is, I'm not playing soccer. So without playing soccer, it's like taking my wife away. Like I have two things. It's like literally, I don't want to sound like a fucking Grammy award over here, but it's like God, Camille, and soccer. Sometimes soccer above Camille. It's like
Right.
not having that, and now you do the math. I'm soccer 4 days a week, at least a 2 to 3 hours of playing that day, not just playing, but getting there, this and that, the back and forth. I feel like I'm like regrowing. So I'm doing a lot of things. I'm in the pool. I just started doing swim workouts, which is crazy. I think I'm going to get even stronger.
Mm.
So I'm doing pool workouts. I'm doing a lot of other self care. I'm healing fast. But let me tell you something. I said this the other day, and I don't know. Had I told you I was praying and I was just dealing with talk about midterms, I was just like weeping and upset, and I'm very angry, not at anyone particular, but just like why me factor, because it wasn't even my fault.
Yeah.
Like I would have rather have like tripped over a turtle on the pitch than like this kid retaliating against me. But my point is this: I was praying and I said like your mental position will dictate your health's direction, and
Mm.
I've never read it. No one's ever told it to me. And if for those that like, there's a lot of other ways it could be said, but that shit fucking sucks, man. And I'll tell you what, staying positive is the hardest thing in the world. And maybe you can agree or disagree on this too. There's a lot of people out there, and as we've grown up, we've all seen the cartoons and we've all seen the sayings, and we've all been told by a great aunt or someone older that says, it's so easy to be nice. It's easy just to smile. It's easier to be nice than it is mean. Just be nice. And if you don't have anything nice to say, here's what I say to all that. Fuck that. Here's what I
Yeah,
believe.
it gets old. It
No.
gets old. Like, yeah,
Here's what I
you have to.
believe is this. It's a lot harder to be nice than it is to be mean. It's so easy to be mean. It's easy as fuck. It takes 2 seconds to throw a finger. It takes 1 second to say F you. What does take love, patience, and some tenacity is to shut the fuck up and to tell somebody thank you, or to not say anything at all is to shut your mouth. And it's I'm
Yep.
talking about in the space in between your ears, people. I'm not talking about the guy next door. That's its own issue. But telling yourself to shut up and to stay
Which I'm
positive.
learning because I'm a woman of many words, and I always feel like not necessarily that I have to defend a point that I'm making or defend a circumstance or situation that I've put myself in. You know, I've always put myself in a position. I've never allowed anybody. Well, I haven't recently allowed anybody to put me in a position where I didn't want to be in. It's always been self-inflicted, and I'm learning like, okay, Shannon, shut your face.
Mm-hmm.
Your voice doesn't need. There's no reason for this. Like, you don't have to have a voice or reason. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't even owe yourself an explanation. Just move forward.
Yep. But it's so look it. I'm not saying that, and I'll speak for you too. For anyone who's listening, more importantly for our own self production today, it is not easy, and it doesn't get easier. By the way, the chief of police is like texting me right now, and I love him so much because what he taught me is you're literally only as good as your last 24. So my point is this. I had a banging day yesterday. I had a crazy great workout. I was vibing. I was this. And then later at night, soccer was at 6 o'clock. And guess who doesn't get to go? Me. So all that great day and all the pumping and all that feelingness and all that great energy, the true test came at 6 o'clock when I didn't get to go walk on the pitch. Now I know I have my woebegons people are that of an elementary sandbox issue. I know there's people out there that are dealing with real ailments that are chronic, that are way beyond just a hurt knee. So do not think, people, I'm like expecting any empathy or sympathy. I got this. But I'm just sharing you my life of where my own woebegons are, and that is I've been robbed of something that I do 4 times a week that keeps me sane, fit, and overall not like just who I
Yeah,
am. And
it's funny, Chenzo. I took a break. I injured my arm a little bit from working out. Those of you that have seen the transformation I've been going through, you know, I was in the gym every single day for a while, 2 days, twice a day, and then like I've kind of honed it down to 6 days a week. And I just recently hurt my arm, so I've kind of taken. I wasn't in the gym for. I mean, I was going a couple days a week just to relax, you know, to rest my arm, if you will. And I was getting like I was feeling angry, like I want to go to the gym, and but I knew that I couldn't because I was just going to keep. I was not going to heal, and it made me stir crazy. Like I felt like it was yanked from
yeah,
me, and I felt like I was being punished. But I knew that I needed to heal my arm, and so I heard you say Chief was messaging you.
he
You
messaged
know,
you too.
yeah, I sent you a picture. So today was Coffee with a Cop day, and it was very nice
Aw.
to have Chief came to Swillerby's, and we sat and chatted, and said hello to people passing by outside of Swillerby's, and then we jumped over. I went with him over to Yes Coffee to say hello to Rachel, and um, it was really nice. Those who haven't had a personal experience with our police chief. He is such a
Mm-hmm.
humble man. With it's not every time you talk to him, you feel like you're talking to a friend, which is always
Yes.
nice. That's that feeling, that old flannel feeling, where you always feel secure. He's your safe person.
Right.
Even though he's a public servant, I don't ever have that feeling like where you're, oh, it's a police officer, I'm not going to tell him. I just
Right.
he's no matter what the circumstances are, he always makes you feel very well. He always makes time to listen to anyone.
He does. No, we're
Which
we're uh, we're super spoiled. Do you?
we are.
I've told that story a bunch of times, but I don't care. It's so worth saying, being said again. That time, I very rarely attend city council things, and that's my own issue. But I was in there one day, and there was the debate about increasing the pay for them,
Yeah.
and I was all for it. So I was there to support the increase of pay for them and our wonderful police officers. And Chief, like, man, it just comes with, I'm sure, many times around the soul, like the sun. He just said, "How many people in this room have my personal cell number?" And like two people didn't raise their hand.
I
So,
know it's insane.
and
And the best part is if he doesn't answer on the first ring, he'll call you back. I mean, it's just it's
Yep.
we are living in a modern day Mayberry. We really are.
You're
We
right.
have a fantastic police force in Flagler Beach, and I don't know that as a business owner, I see a different side of what these guys do for us. I mean, there are times where I've gone up to Swillerby's in the middle of the night, and he's got his police officers walking the perimeter of our buildings,
Right.
checking doors just to make sure that everything's secure and locked. One time, one of our doors wasn't locked, and a police officer, she went out of her way to call me, and I thought something was wrong. She's like, "Hey, one of your doors is unlocked." But at 1 o'clock in the morning, I mean, it, this is amazing. I don't, we are definitely 100% spoiled, not just because of what they do for our community, but who they are. They are family and friends, and it's
Amazing people. I will tell you this too. On a fun, whimsical boy note, the other day there was a situation, and I got to see the officers do what they do best, and that it was attend to an accident. My point is though, there's a dude on the force who, by the way, I think I'll be taking out sooner than later. If any women out there are saying that there are no men around, you're an idiot, because there is a dude on the force right now. He is single. He is gorgeous, and he's kind of newer to the hood. Have you met this? I'm not saying his name, but have you met? You
I
know who I'm talking
haven't.
about?
Is this the one that did the? Is this the guy that rescued the went out and helped with the surfers?
I don't know if he helped the surfers. He helped somebody that we know, and I'll tell you later who that person is. But this dude is like a cartoon. He's like perfect.
No, I don't know that I know him.
Oh
I mean,
man.
I mean, Chief was just talking to me about one of the newer police officers that have joined the force that, has really stepped up and done an outstanding job for the community. But I don't know who he is. You'll
Well,
have to.
he's a great dude, and I had went up to him later. I was like, bro, you're fucking gorgeous. Like, what's your story? Are you like, you know me? I don't care. Like, I'm boy girl like I love letting people know you look good, man. And he looks great. He's taking
Yeah.
care of himself, and he's like, thanks so much, man. And I was like, bro, my pickup line is like, if somebody asks me if you're single, what do you want me to say? And he was like 100% single, and I was like, bro, not with me around. I will find you whatever pedigree you are involved. He's a great dude, and it's not just his aesthetics. The homeboy's got a really good. You could just tell. So, anyways, we got a
Right.
great force, and I can't. I hope one of the. Now I know also too, if I were gonna go take him hunting, he's probably not gonna want to go in his backyard, which I don't blame him. Yeah, I
No,
know,
like
I
I told
know,
you, I don't.
I
I don't.
know,
Yeah, I don't shop in my hometown.
I know. Well, tomato, tomato.
Right.
Little. It just depend. Hey, everybody. It just depends if you feel the butterfly effect, man. That's one of the.
Yep.
What people ask me, and I don't mind sharing this. 'Cause I've shared this before over my podcasts and stuff, and it's a real thing. And maybe those that don't feel the same, then God bless you. But look, I've been married now a very young but fruitful 7 years. Right. I've been together with Camille for 10. I wouldn't if something ever happened to her or my life with her, I wouldn't know what to do. I have everything I ever wanted, right? But here's one thing that does happen, and those that want to disagree with me is great. I don't care, but here's where I'm at. You know, one thing that I consistently pray for when I pray with Camille every day is that we don't take anything for granted. The things that we do have, our companionship, this simple little house, our dogs, our this, and I try to address them. Not words, like blah blah blah, like really trying to bring attention to what is good. But one thing that does happen with time is just like anything else. You don't get like that crazy scary butterfly feeling. And that's healthy. And that's why I tell people out there that are single, don't waste your sexy. Don't sit at home waiting for something to fall through the ceiling. Get out there, be seen, be nice. And now here's like Chenzo's quick tips on how to find a companion if you're struggling. You ready for this? If I
I'm.
were if
I'm.
if I were single, I would go to any sporting event pretty regularly. So for instance, if I was a dude and I was single and I was like, I'm so sick of these bar rats and I'm sick of the Publix grocery aisle and I'm sick of church. Those are the easy places. Why don't you go to like a tennis racket club and go sit and go play some tennis or go watch or become part of a patron of these places? Go where people are taking care of themselves and vice
Yeah,
versa.
Chenzo, except for women, when we go to the gym and we're doing hip
That's
thrusts,
different.
we're
I
we're
know.
yeah, we're getting
No, the
virtually
gym is do.
impregnated.
Don't do the gym. The gym is ridiculous. Don't. I'm now that I'm back in the gym scene because of the pool. I'm not even going inside, but I went inside yesterday because I thought I saw someone I knew, and I was actually finally signing up. I did my trial period. Point is this: I was in there, and you can taste the juju of. There are beautiful women in the gym. Of course, that's where they all go. They're taking care of themselves. I've never to the. It's the irony is though I met Camille at the gym, so this is really really contradictory. But that was like it was like months and months and months until I actually even said anything because it was so cliche. But my point is this: yeah, don't do the gym, but the sporting anywhere where people are like exercising in a sport seems to be a
Right.
great. You know how many women now are coming to the soccer fields and headshotting my boys? Pachow.
Really?
Oh yeah, they got the memo. So
Maybe you need to start like a dating page for like sports people, like badge bunnies for cops. And I think Courtney Hill from Tortugas wants to do one called Boat Bunnies, where you're like a cute girl that's
ooh,
looking for a guy with a boat. Yeah,
you know, a girl
really.
said to me the other day. Two things I want to share with you. A girl said to me the other day that you're my sugar daddy with no boat. I thought that was cute.
That's super cute.
And then another girl, this is the TVMA. A girl said to me the other day, which I think is fantastic, and I guess has been said, but she said, "You give me a lady boner."
Oh, I
Have
don't. I
Have you
don't.
ever heard that?
No,
Me
that's so
neither.
weird.
Stole it. Um, I have real boners, but I mean, lady boner is fantastic. Now the precursor to that was delivered. Her motive was pure. She wasn't trying to take me, kill me, and put venom in me. She was very nice.
Lady boner.
Lady
I kind of
boner.
like that.
I know. We'll use it today. Um,
Lady boner. Hmm.
so what are we at here? We did a 30-minute call.
Yeah.
I love you. Do you
I
want
love you too.
to?
I'm super excited. I feel like we really we need to see what the public thinks. I think a cooking show would be, I mean, because I love to cook, and those that have had my food could, I mean, they could be the judge of that. But I would love to come cook for you and just be, let it flow and have a good conversation and pour the wine and shove food in your mouth and
Listen, you
you
know
know.
me. I'm open for anything as long as you we just have to do it. I mean, I'm not good with like setting up that kind of camera stuff. This is I probably would have to wear pants for that one.
No, I think pants should be optional.
Optional pants cooking show.
I know, absolutely. Or
Uh,
we could just wear our jammies and cook breakfast on Saturday and watch
oh,
cartoons.
I love that you said we haven't had a Saturday morning cartoons in a
I
long time.
know.
I'm still
I
keeping it
know.
real. We did the. I love that you said jammies. By the way, Camille says din din. For I
Oh
love
no,
little.
she says din din.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she just.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this and see what we can do. And I think it would be a lot of fun. So, I would love to come cook for you guys. Actually, I really just want to see
You
the
know what's so
dogs. To be
crazy?
quite honest with
So
you.
the timestamp is 11:40. At 11:36, Camille wrote, "I love when you're home. When I'm cooking, it makes me feel comfy."
Oh,
She could.
see.
She said she could feel it was coming. Well, our lives has completely changed. I'm home. I'm. I used to
Yeah.
only be home like I would at night, dinner times. I'm not talking about during the day. I mean like come dinner time, like we're getting used to eating at like 7 versus 10. Because I would get home from soccer at like 8:39, come home, shower, defunk for a second.
You know,
It's what?
You know what's weird? I think that everybody's talking about how abnormal COVID's been for everybody, and and our kids. But how about our dogs? My dogs are literally like, "Why are you home?
Right.
What's going on here? Like,
Right.
you're totally screwing up my whole
Get,
napping sessions, pacing sessions.
right.
I mean, really?
Get in there, like get out of my space. No, it is funny. Well, Camille really messed the dogs up because for the last I don't know how long it's been, but Camille's home, and they were used to her being out and about and this and that. So now they are like the dogs are really codependent. Like if Camille even leaves for 5 seconds now, they're like the world's coming to an end. So yeah, but that's. By the way, how are your dogs? How are their health? Are they okay? Because I know one
My
was
dogs are just nuts. Yeah, they're
okay.
fantastic. You know, they're crazy. My dogs are bona fide crazy. They got into. I had made some homemade chocolate
Oh
chip walnut cookies,
no.
and I had them on the counter. And I came home and they were all gone. We're talking like 16 cookies. Oh yeah. Yep. All the cookies were gone. I'm like, well, I guess the
Are
whole
they?
chocolate's not good for your dog thing.
Yeah,
I'm
isn't
like, well, I
chocolate
don't know
like
what
the
to
one
do
that
about that.
you
And
know?
then the same night, they got into a box of milk duds, and it was literally like I woke up in the middle of the night because I heard a dog fight. Like sound like two pit bulls were fighting in my downstairs. I'm like, what the hell is
Damn.
going on? So I go downstairs, and there is a half-eaten box of milk duds. The box is shredded. There's milk duds all over my white leather couch, and my dogs are literally at each other's throats, fighting over one milk dud in the dog bed.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That
So
we had a kale scare the other day. Do you know that kale's not good for dogs?
had no idea.
So Camille had dropped some kale, and I don't think it was actually the kale that made. You know when dogs get nauseous, they lick.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, Chew. Well, your dog does weird stuff. Not Chewy, but
no, yeah, Chewy. You're right. Chewy is the
is
weird
it
one.
Chewy?
Yeah, his
Chewy's the weird one.
his
Yeah.
his mannerisms are. Yeah, he's his own
Yeah.
monster. So, anyways, he was licking really bad that night, which usually insinuates that they're feeling nauseous. So Camille's like immediately going over like, what did he eat? What did we do today? Like, did she give him any kind of treats they have is usually just like tomatoes, carrots, etc. Um, I love the chief. You see what the chief said. That's good. Um, but
That's awesome.
so she looked it up, and yeah, kale can a high amount. So like if you got into a bag of kale, thank God he only had like a leaf or two. But like if a dog gets into a bag of kale or eats a head of kale or whatever the hell it's called, that is bad. So yeah, there's your dog update diet.
I'm pretty sure my dogs have like trash can stomachs. So
um,
well,
Well, let's do
everything.
this. Are we gonna
Yeah.
maybe it's 11:45. I'm pretty caught up with my morning routine here, and then I'm thinking I'm on the fence about misbehaving because now it's like, I misbehaved on Friday of last week. I
Really?
went out on a Friday. I felt like a
Oh,
real
I got text messages at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Yes,
yeah.
with Anna and were you with Bree?
No, I wasn't in that crew. I'm probably on a timeout with them because they asked me to go out
Last.
recently and I said no, so I know Anna probably put me in a timeout zone until
I just absolutely adore Bree.
I know.
Absolutely adore
Can
her.
we just talk about Bree's sexiness for 2 seconds?
Yeah. How is such a young woman? Well, she's not young. I mean, she's younger than I am, but she just is such a. She's so in tune with her sexuality and
Hmm.
just doesn't give a shit. And
I love
you
her.
know,
She was her
yeah,
birthday yesterday.
she was.
It was
Oh,
I think it was yesterday. Yeah.
wait, yesterday was her birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I adore
Um
her.
and
And
for
I met her. Half of Flagler Beach went to the Keys. They went to, we all went down to the Keys, and that's where I met her. And yeah, it was quite the experience.
I love her so much. I'm glad that she's home and I haven't been able to see her yet because we just haven't linked up, but yes,
Yeah,
she's a
I
very
think
special
she's going
person.
to. She's gonna dog sit. She's like my part-time dog nanny. So,
Oh.
which worked out perfectly because she literally is the dog whisperer. My dogs are bona fide assholes. She comes to my house and my dogs are like sitting, shaking, roll, like everything that you could imagine. A dog whisperer can do. This is my dog.
It's all those milk
Yeah,
duds she gives them.
probably. I don't know what she does.
um
She probably twerks for them and they like it.
I
She's
was
a
going to say I
twerker.
didn't know if you wanted me. You know how she's in my phone?
How?
Bree Booty.
That is awesome.
She's so
She's
special.
so beautiful.
She's
Like,
gorgeous.
aesthetically, she's beautiful, but her personality just makes her 10 times more beautiful than, it's just.
I hope she listens to this. She has no idea we went on like a 10-minute Bree chat.
Yeah,
Um,
and she's one of those naturally beautiful people where she doesn't have to wear a stitch of makeup, and she's got cute little freckles, and she's just got a solid, good soul.
mm-hmm.
So, good
Maybe we
times.
can. So let's do this. Let's keep it, I guess, tentative. What are you feeling? Do you have the fever?
I do a little bit.
Hmm.
I do need to go to the gym.
Okay.
So
Me
if we're
too.
gonna play, can we do it like after like 2:30ish, 3 o'clock
I
ish?
bet it's funny because I've been swimming about like 2-ish, 3-ish. Um,
Perfect.
so maybe we'll plan on that. Let's just keep it open, and then if
Okay.
we're feeling it, I mean, the day looks beautiful to me. It
It's
looks.
absolutely gorgeous out. Yeah, and I would like to. I haven't seen a lot of people out. I've just been so busy with being involved with work. So I'd love to be able to see some folks along the way and give hugs out and, you know, pretend
Okay.
like COVID isn't existent, which, so
Well,
it's just so weird.
maybe we'll go show the world off and have a wonderful Wednesday. It's been a minute. Um,
Absolutely.
all right.
Well, I
Well,
love you,
I
and
love
I'm
you
glad
too.
everything is well with you, and I will hopefully see you this afternoon.
Okay. I love you very much.
Thank you for calling me.
Of course. I will. We'll do it again soon and maybe see you later. Okay. I love you.
Absolutely. All right, love you too, Chens.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.